I know this is not normally a fitness thing, but I think I need a heating lamp.
So I actually have kind of a heavier shirt on underneath the jacket. I mean, I might suffer later, but it'll be okay. I'd rather have the heat.
Yeah. I wanted to keep my big fuzzy socks on, but you know, they're not very good for traction.
Right? What happened to Cheryl? She went shoo.
Yeah. They're warm, they're just not. I don't have, actually, I might, I don't know, I have any sneakers, whatever.
All right. You're on the floor.
Yes. Oh. Someday I'm gonna buy myself a pair of new shoes.
Yeah.
Ones that don't dig into the back of my heel, someday. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh, toes. I can't believe this has, because I would have never sewed them like that, which means,
They definitely loosened up.
yeah.
Yeah, I need to take, I got some things I need to do.
Yeah.
It's just not high on the priority list. And this keeps them tight right now.
Yes.
They look bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me twitchy at all. Like my little antenna list up there.
So I find that this class is underrated.
Yeah.
Kind of like when people buy equipment off the internet or TV or whatever, and they're like, I wonder if it works, blah, blah, blah. Well, everything works if you do it.
Yes, but you have to do it.
And like doing this, you can feel all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But if I kind of do it,
Right. Like, I'm really pushing.
yeah, there's stuff happening.
Like, I'm not just sitting here, and I don't know if that comes across to everyone all the time. But I'm really, I mean, it's because you can't see me move, right? There's no movement to prove that stuff is happening, but I'm really trying to get my toes lower to the ground, and I'm squeezing all of this.
Yeah, it's an energy thing.
My leg, you could hit somebody with it.
Yeah.
And flex.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you know when you've done it right, you're like, crap. Hold the thought.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's what I mean. I was this morning, because I'm always thinking about this class. I was like, maybe, you know, maybe the starting with the toe stretching stuff is getting too boring. And I was like, but really, you don't get this really any other way.
Well, and the whole thing is, I can feel like even the outside of my
Yeah.
legs and all kinds of stuff going, hold on. And especially because it's so flipping cold outside. I don't want to just like, let's go.
Right. My calf muscles were like, hello, good morning.
Especially coming off step yesterday.
Yeah. And point.
I know, I'm just like going. And what I like about sitting here is then, once I have this going, then I'm like going, okay,
Yeah.
abs, shoulders. Yeah, and it's like, I do the checkpoint, and I don't know if everybody does that, or if that's just kind of a me thing.
Yeah, no, because I hate when I say, hey, don't forget, don't touch your shoulders, shoulders back and down, chest is lifted, and then I'm like, wait a minute.
And sometimes I can just do that, and everybody else comes up, and I'm going, okay. Mission accomplished.
And flex. I think it would be easier the second time.
Yeah. So one thing that I noticed on myself is like my pelvic floor, my Kegel, I tend to not always do it. And then it's like, okay, come on, spurs.
Yeah, I think about that one a lot. Usually that's the part of my body I'm trying to get to be quiet.
Yeah, I'm like
So,
cinched.
yeah, okay,
That's a good word. It
I believe it.
makes me feel a little mechanical,
Uh-huh,
but at the same time, I can feel the
Well,
stretch
yeah.
and the work.
and now it's point and flex, so point and flex, point and flex. Four, and 3, and 2, and 1, and then let's open.
I know. So I always put my hands down when we start.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking for the stretch, because it's like, not yet. And I think this is the other one, like people relax their legs.
Yeah,
And not,
I agree. Like again, I am so pulling everything in and squeezing that you can literally like whack somebody with my leg like a log, which is not very attractive. I worry about putting my hands down because I tend to then
I'm
lean, so I'm like,
pushing forward. And I guess if you went to the fingertips, but that worries the thumb. That's the only reason I do palm. But ironically, I have a stretch in my forearms.
oh, do you?
I do.
Probably good.
But yeah, I'm right next to the body, keeping my chest.
We need to stretch this out.
Yeah.
At least I do. And point.
Really?
Yes.
That would be Tuesday class.
Yes, that would be Tuesday class. My armpits are like, what? How do you make you pull your armpits?
See, I just relaxed, like, all right, sorry.
Yeah, suck it in, make it tight. Do it like your life depends on it.
So one of the things I've been doing in my seniors class is talking about head weight. Put your head over your spine, which is like, my spine's really back here.
Yes.
And then other things start talking. And this is coming from, a fitness professional concept of, trying to keep everything in alignment is flipping work.
Yes.
And if you're not used to working, it's really, that just feels awesome. Right? You get that stretch. But you do it asymmetric hold the whole time we're sitting here.
Yes.
On your upper body.
And point. We're almost there. Hopefully you're breathing. I mean, of course you are, you fall over, but you're on the floor. And then let's flex and point, flex and point, flex and point, flex and point. 4, 3,
I know it's
2,
painful.
1. Well, I have the same thing going on, but it's not making it out loud noise, but I can feel it thumping up against
That would be a tendon rolling over joints.
It's,
Hence the reason why we need to do all these.
yes.
Yeah, it pops that way, but it doesn't pop that way.
It actually doesn't pop for me going in, but it does going out.
We were just talking about feet last night, about how we beat them up constantly and never take care of them.
Yes.
I mean, pedicures do not count as taking care of your feet.
No. That's one on my part. Yeah. So, he sits. I'm gonna stay up today since we're here. But just for if anybody's watching, don't sink down into your shoulders. She's not going to. She's already all prepped.
Yeah, I'm ready. Actually, I'm stretchy.
She's ready over here. So, tight toes, right? Same concept as we just did for stretching. Then we're gonna bend those knees, toes come down to the ground, hips tilt back and knees sit. And I've been thinking about, after we do this for a second, let's hold it for just a second.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet. And we're holding,
And I was like,
and holding, and bring it down. So stag, I don't know if that means to you what it means to me, but a stag leap would be one bent and one straight.
okay.
So when we sit, we would go out and out and out and out, and it works things that we probably don't work in V-sit.
Exactly.
And you get a little rotation going on. When you switch, and 4, and 3, and 2, and you really, and 1, and you really have to think about the straightening part.
Yeah, because I get your quad.
Yes.
And I'm weird like that.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been trying to find different things to work quads, except for lunges and squats. I mean, that's what we do. And that was just holding and then doing all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, and just straight up and down is really good for quads too, because
Right.
you have to sort of, everything's working, right? I don't know, I like V-sit, I'm a crazy person, what can I say? But I do like, let's do circles. So V-sit, and then pick a direction and go that direction, both toes. This gets your quads, but it also works your whole core. Oh, someone just found my phone, I forgot that was in there. And then switch, oh my goodness.
Switching's hard.
Switching's
It's
hard.
like, change direction, what? Especially if you're like on the side or something like.
Oh my goodness. All right, bring them down. Whew.
It works. I know, right?
I know, like, my whole body just wants to stretch even more. But let's get up.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So really quickly, we'll just do, actually, we'll do feet once, arms once, and then feet and arms.
If you want to turn around to do this, so you don't have to like put your brain.
Think about it. It's weird that because now I can't see you at all.
Is that better? Can you see me moving there?
Yes, yes, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway, so, starting with the right, so and again, we're gonna push our toe on the floor in between, so it's not just point, right? We're pushing along the floor and then raising that arch of your foot up as high as you can in between each one of these. Okay, so let's start with point and drop, second position, lift into third, front into fourth, lift into fifth, out to second, into first, other side, point and drop, second, lift into third, letter T, front and drop into fourth, lift and fifth, out to second, into first. And just as a note, everything up here, even though it's not moving anywhere, is very engaged, right? I'm thinking about my chest really being lifted, my shoulders back and down. You want to do the same thing on arms. Even though it's your arms that are moving, all of this should be tight all the way down, right? Sure.
Because it's our audience actually,
Well,
because, you know.
because it's just us,
Well, actually,
Yeah.
you shocked how many views we get.
really.
It's, actually, I can show you different. I can show you different.
Oh, this is weird.
So, yeah, it's like,
Okay.
hold on.
Wait a minute, where's the camera? All right, it's there. Okay, so again, shoulders back and down, chest is lifted, everything's engaged, right? Even though at this point we're just gonna move our arms, your whole body is tight, right? So bring those arms up to first. Again, keep them rounded, elbows are lifted. Oh, that's nice. Raise the, that's the wrong hand.
Left.
Yeah, it's left. And then come front to fourth, up to fifth, open, over, down. Now we're going to use the other side first, second, then we raise the right, fourth, fifth, open, over, down. Just make sure on fifth, right? They're not way back, although that feels kind of good.
I know, it's like a
We're
stretch.
going to stretch those. If you did the Tuesday class, you want to stretch them too. Okay, now for the brain teaser. Feet and arms, right? So we're standing in first position feet, first position arms. So again, all those things that we just did still apply, right? The pushing and the arching and keeping engaged, okay? So, but now we're adding brain twister. Okay, here we go. So point and second, lift, and now it's this left hand. I'm glad we did it this way the first time. Point and fourth, lift to fifth, which is crown, open, over, down. Now the other side. First, sorry, point and second, point and third, point in front, come front for fourth, lift and fifth, open, over, down. My goodness.
I don't know. Yeah, that's why I'm like, we need to do that, because my brain is like going,
Yeah, it's
that side, that side.
yes, always opposites.
Yeah.
That's why, at first I was like, I always do the right, usually typically first. It's the way I was trained. When that left hand came up, I was like, oh no, but it worked out. Okay, and so we also, I guess I can stay here. I don't want to forget this. So we used to do this every class. We stopped for a while, and now I'd like to bring it back, kind of like push-ups.
Okay,
Perfect. So releves, right? Releve means to rise. You want to keep all of this tight, right? Typically when we go releve, our arms go up. It helps balance. You can also have them in second position. I'm going to probably, because I'm in first, I'm going to bring them up so that everything's even Steven, up and below. So this is where we do 2 slow releves and 4 quick releves, right? So we get those fast twitch muscles involved. So we're going to releve way up as high as you
I
can
don't want to go, that didn't work.
and down, and releve and down, and then 4, 3, 2, 1, releve and down, releve and down. My ankle keeps cracking. 4, 3, 2, 1, releve and down. What did that time? Releve and down, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you get to pick third or fourth, right? But I want that, right? I'm fifth rather. Fifth is sometimes you step on your toe. Third is much less likely to happen. And you get a nice tight squeeze in there in third position. So I'm gonna again have fifth position arms. So we have that right foot in the front. Just make a note. So releve and down, releve and down, and then 4, 3, 2, 1. Releve and down. You really have to think about your balance on the slow ones. And down, and 4, 3, 2, one more set, and releve and down, releve and down, 4, 3, 2, 1. You need to think, because we're going to do the other side. When you releve, sometimes your feet are like, oh my goodness, what's going on? And weird things happen. Sometimes your feet roll out and things. You need to quiet all of this. And when you releve, you're going straight See, it just did it there. Well, I'm trying to show you what not to do. There it was, right? My heels go in a different, they're trying to help.
Yeah.
When you get off balance, all kinds of things start to happen. So really think about keeping those feet in alignment, because that's keeping your hips in alignment, and then your shoulders are in alignment. Look at you go. All right, here we go. Releve and down. Releve, and if you didn't notice, we switched legs. And put the left in the front. And releve and down. Releve and down. 4, 3, 2, last set. And releve and down. Releve and down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, your calf muscles might talk to you later.
The pad is what was throwing me off, because I haven't worn these for a bit. And I'm like, why am I not balancing? Oh, I need to like think about where my feet are.
Yeah. They get a little crazy when you're trying to balance and strain and releve.
Right, and
Yes.
having a different balance point in the bottom of your foot,
Mhm.
you're like, oh, where did it go?
So let's do some brain stuff instead of some muscly hard stuff. Shake it out if you need to. We'll stretch those in a minute too. We're definitely doing chest stretching. So. Mom needs to stretch the chest. Okay, so we've been working on torjite. But we started with forte, right? Forte is the kick turn, right? So that foot comes to the front, it stays there, and your body turns, right? So that's forte, right? Then we were doing forte hop, so kick, turn, hop, right? So if you've been doing this class for a little bit, you'll probably remember all this, but, so kick, turn, hop. And then we add in kick, turn, change. And so those legs, you know scissors, they only really go in one direction. If you tried to use scissors this way, right, it wouldn't work. They only go this way. So your legs pass each other, front and back. They don't go to the side. That's bad form. So, right foot goes front, kick, turn, change. Okay? And again, kick, turn, change. Okay? Now, if you can, we're gonna try and do it all at once. We've been doing it in pieces parts, right? Kick, turn, change. Now, I would like us to try and put it all together so it looks more like kick, turn, change. But that's when you really have to think about this leg wants to do silliness.
Rough it up.
We're not trying to take anybody out next to us, right? Pretend you have, well, maybe her, but nobody else. Pretend you have two walls, right? You're in an alleyway, and there's two walls right here. So if your leg swings out, you're gonna kick that wall, it's gonna hurt. Right leg. Here we go. Kick, change. We're gonna do the other leg, don't worry. I knew you were concerned. Right leg, kick, change. We're getting there, Jack. If you can think of it, when you finish and that back leg is up, if you could point your toe, that would make me happier. One more time. You ready? Here we go. Kick, change. Woo!
And it takes less energy than what you think.
Yes, it's actually harder to do kick, turn, change. There's a lot more that between, so I don't know if you're doing this, because I wasn't watching you. But my arms go up,
Yeah.
right? And that helps me get a little more height, right? So those arms, all part of the whole thing. And it makes it easier when you do all those things together. All right, we need to do left leg. So we're going to do kick, turn, just the forte part, right? So kick, turn, right? Remember, that leg stays where you put it. Once you kick it, it stays. Kick, turn. Ooh, I'm gonna do side travel, side travel. Forte hop. So kick, turn, hop. I can't tell you how long this takes to teach in a dance class, by the way. It's a minute. So kick, turn, hop. Okay. Now we do kick, turn, change on the hop. So here we go. Kick, turn, change. And again, that leg goes straight back. Left leg, kick, turn, change. And now let's see if we can put it all together. Hopefully this is working out for the folks at home, right? So now my arms are involved, right? Because I need that height. So kick, change towards your tail. That one seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Which is not normal for left. Here we go. Kick, change. The more oomph you give your arms, the more power, the higher you go, and the easier it all is. One more time, left foot. Here we go. Kick, change. Very nice. Yay!
So can I ask?
Yes.
So I know when I teach certain classes, I talk about how much power does it take to turn, right? And it's a super lot less than most people will get, because they're like, well, I'm going to turn in the club.
Yes.
In plie, right? I'm trying to remember, because it's backwards to what I think.
Okay.
Because usually when I'm here, I don't turn one way or the other. Like I'll turn, if my right foot's forward, I turn right. I think, is it opposite or is it the same? When you have your right leg, you turn to the right or you turn to the left, does it matter?
Well, it depends what you can technically go in either way. So,
So, I mean, like, so one of the things that we practice is like a quarter turn, how much energy, half turn, three quarter, and that might help the torsion take. That in my brain.
yes.
Like that, because that's what I'm going, oh, I don't need so much power, because all my power is up.
Yes, it's
And
up.
not rotational.
Yes.
That helped my brain, that's all.
Yes.
I was feeling my words.
No, it's good. So gymnastics, right? We teach side aerial, which is a cartwheel with no hands, right? And because when you do a cartwheel, you think put your hands down and then go over. I'm not going to do one because I'll kill myself with these shoes in this floor. But when you do an aerial, it's not about down, it's about up. Otherwise, you crash into the floor.
Right.
Right? And so it's really hard to get people to understand that concept, that I'm not going down, right? I'm going up and lifting. And it's kind of the same thing,
Yeah.
right? You need all your force to go up to make it easier. When you're in that sort of down motion, it makes it really hard. And that's why teaching side aerial, the breakthrough for them being able to do it doesn't happen until they get that concept.
Yeah.
Because everybody's so afraid of falling and hitting their head that they're thinking about the down part and, oh, but I don't want to use my hands.
I need to catch myself. Just
Right.
like, yeah, absolutely.
So, anyway, more
Sorry.
blah, blah, blah. This is why we don't put us together alone very often. But, but yeah, it's the same concept. And the reason that I said it depends is because we can turn this way, but I also turn this way.
Right.
But it's not on my toe, right? So I guess it's not automatic which way you turn. Balance it. Let's do something light and easy. So balance a side back step, arms in second position, right? Side back step. So we always start a little slow. If you want to add your arms, side and brush, 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 brush. There's also a little hop in there. You really want to watch that back foot. that it doesn't go way over, right? Then you're doing craziness with your hips. What also helps is if you're doing your arm, you want it to not cross way over, because that also gets you all wonky. You want to think about that center line and your foot and your arm. Do not cross it. But the higher that you go, for one, for me it's a little easier, but you get a little cardio in there. And 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Nice.
Awesome.
And a little shoulder action.
And a little shoulder action. Speaking of shoulders and chest, I feel like, so it's gonna do on the wall, but we could also just, some of the stretches, oddly, that you did in the beginning. Oh yeah, camera.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
Yes. And my dislike of being on camera, it's not bothering me at all. You can stretch this, your armpits. If you did the Tuesday class, you're probably thinking, I could use a little bit of that. Take those thumbs, right? So my arms are out straight, not second position, right? But take those thumbs, tilt them to the back. Raise your palms to the ceiling. And if you want to, you can even bring them a little further back. My chin is up, which is helping with the stretch. Oh, this feels good to me. We're just holding for 30-ish seconds. Right, we want to make sure we get some stretching in there. Awesome. Oh, shake them out. It's bad form, but I kind of want to do it. Right? It's not really good for your shoulders so much.
It's about keeping your neck long and your shoulders down and then rotating. Because what happens is this.
Yeah.
You don't want to look like
No.
Yeah.
But the stretch up through here is really nice. Just throwing it up there.
And as long as your arms aren't parallel.
So as long as they're not here.
Yeah, because that's when you really want
That's
to roll.
when you.
So you keep them down and roll them.
Oh my goodness.
I was teaching yoga and I had all black on it. It's dim in here, right? And I looked like a shadow because I had all black on. I'm like, oh, I made a great shadow. So I'm sitting in front of me. Yeah.
Shake them out, shake them out. You can also do so, what I really like is when we put our hand on the wall and we turn away. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. But if you had a polar,
You can do curtain.
right?
You don't need fingerprints on the curtain.
Right. Oh yeah, you can see that. So oh, you can't see me, but that's all right, as long as you can see somebody. Fingers point to the back. So when I put my hand down, my fingers are already facing the back. So they're pointing that way, right? And then we're gonna turn this way.
Not much, are we?
Not a lot. But just enough, and if you did Tuesday's class, you're probably saying words that are not nice.
And actually that nervy sensation is,
It's awesome.
yeah.
I have no idea what 30 seconds is. I'm estimating, so, you know,
It should be about it.
that's probably about it. And now we want to do the other side so you can speed up. Remember, fingers point back, and now take that shoulder and rotate out.
Oh, that side doesn't go. Actually, I have a nervy stretch just here, which is kind of weird.
Well, here. Oh, goodness.
I know, it's like, So I'm really trying to push my palm into the mirror
Yes.
or the wall. Ah.
Oh my goodness. Feels so good, it's so wrong.
I know, right?
The nerviness really is good, but feels like something you wouldn't want to do.
Right, and I think that's the problem is sit at a desk all day
Yeah.
and hunch and do all that. So when we do open up, it's like, oh, wait a minute, something's bad wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're hunching all day.
Yes. Okay, we haven't done any shoulder, it's not your shoulder, it's not your shoulder.
That would be a chin.
I would say chin, I would say head, I would say lots of things, probably not shoulder.
Okay.
But I'm thinking about rolling around the shoulder, so, we don't hardly do anything with our necks, and on purpose anyway. Neck and head is usually an afterthought, right? So let's drop our chin to our chest. I'm still up nice and straight, my shoulders are down, I'm not punching up, right? My chin is just down to my chest. Then I'm gonna roll my right ear to my right shoulder. And I'm letting the weight of my head kind of push down to my shoulder, but you want to keep this shoulder down in its spot, right? You don't want it to come up and try and help. It stays down, it's actually helping more staying down, right? And then you should feel all of this in here, right? And then we're gonna roll it to the back. So chin goes up. I feel like I'm using my back as a rest. Chin up to the ceiling. Again, my shoulders are still down.
I think that's that cue right there. Keep going. I think that.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
When you
Like
said
you're
shoulders
pushing.
back in it. Yeah, I
Like emphasizing them.
the reach through your
The reach.
fingertips.
Yes, that's a good way to say it too. Oh, yes. Because who does this? No one. All right, and then we're gonna left ear to left shoulder. And again, I'm letting the weight of my head pull over, but I'm also kind of trying to get it down as close to my ear to my shoulder, oh my God, as I can, without raising the shoulder.
The words this week, you're not. Yeah, they're not smooth for any of us
No.
this week. It's the first week of January.
Yes,
It's a new year, we can't speak well.
and then we're gonna come back down to the center. Now we'll do it a little more fluid so we won't stop at each one. So we're gonna start right ear, right shoulder. And so right ear, right shoulder. We're still gonna go slow. Back chin is lifted. Left ear, left shoulder. And come to front. And again, right ear, right shoulder. Chin is up, rolling to the back. Left ear, left shoulder. And come back around to the front. Now let's go the other way. So we already stretched all the sort of cardinal points. So you can go right into it. So again, left ear, left shoulder. Then come around to the back, chin up. Again, you're reaching. Right ear, right shoulder. Come to the front.
And I appreciate you go slow because vertigo.
Vertigo. Left ear, left shoulder. Go to the back, chin is lifted. Right ear, right shoulder. And come to the front. Yeah, we used to do some stuff. In the dance world, you're like, oh, wow, doing all this craziness. Oh, hello.
Yeah, one of the drills we had to do was look left, look right, look left, look right. And pretty soon you're like,
Yeah,
hold that thought.
yeah.
That was just getting your brain to be okay with turning your head so quick.
Yes.
I'm still not okay with turning my head so quick.
No, and that's why when I turn, I noticed during two-step, we would do a couple of things and I'd be like, whoa, and I'm like, you're not spot turning.
Spot.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
You're not spot turning. And I don't know about you, but when I do this back part here, it's like crunchy town, like there's Rice Krispie treats going on in my neck.
So I don't do a lot of that. I do more lift
Yes,
and drop.
yeah,
That makes sense. Because I'm like, oh, this is a stretch open. It's kind of like when our chest is dropped.
yeah.
Same concept, so I think lift and roll through. I know, so much junk.
So much stuff. All right, let's go back to do a little bit of stretching.
This will be entertaining. So if you do the daily workout, your legs should be talking a little bit
Yes.
from yesterday. And your upper body should be talking a little bit from the day before.
Yes.
And everything should be talking from the Monday workout since this is Thursday. Just the way it works.
Yes.
They have them stacked quite nicely, so when you get on the floor, you're like, going, huh,
Yes.
floor.
This class helps you move on Friday.
Exactly.
From all the stuff you did at the beginning of the week. So I always start this way just because I want to make sure we have a frame of reference for our hips. Again, I don't want people to do all this business because you're not actually getting more of a stretch. Your legs you just move everything that way. So keep those hips facing the front. One leg goes out, right? But my hips are still pointing this way, right? One leg in. I think we did flex last time, so let's do point this time. Right? Arms up nice and tall.
Okay.
She's like, I still have not put my foot vertical on because my hip won't open.
Well, hip and quad. I'm like, what? I don't know why the quad's so tight today.
I don't know, maybe you live with someone you know? Maybe the name is Chris.
Maybe.
It could be her fault.
I'm sure. I'm just like going, do something.
Yes, and then there's me, which I sit like this all day, so it just happens.
Yes.
I don't even think about it. Like we were doing those stretches at the end of step, and because I was sitting on the step and my feet were down here, you were like, okay. I was like, yeah, I'm not getting anything out of this. I could do this all day in my sleep. Okay, so anyway, arms up nice and tall, chest is lifted, shoulders are back and down, even though your arms are up, right? Don't punch into it, right? And then stretch to the side. Oh, important to keep this arm up and over, right? Don't let it drop down. You're missing this and some of this, right? If you don't have that arm back. We'll do that other thing in a minute.
I'm doing the modified version.
Right. I'm actually, so you can put your arm down. I kind of use my arms as weights to help me get a little more stretch going on.
And I'm using my arm to block my shoulder so it doesn't let go.
Yeah. Yeah, it does help to keep your shoulder back. Right? And then we will turn and face our leg, so two shoulders. And again, you can reach forward, like you're trying to reach to the wall across the room. But then you want to put those hands down. And we'll sort of round over at the end. It's also a good thing. I held this first one a little bit longer because usually I do it twice. I'm feeling a little bit today though, we're already sort of at time. So come on up, look around behind the knee that's bent. Again, you want to not lean over, right? Keep that spine up nice and straight. You're rotating around your spine. My spine says, oh my goodness, I'd like to crack, but I'm not going to because I'm a jerk. Watch your thumb. Front and forward. And again, I'm trying to reach the wall over there, right?
And I'm just trying to keep my hips on the floor and not just roll.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
That's what it's like going, it's all one piece.
Next week, gymnastics, shoulder, front roll.
Right.
Just go right down. Awesome. I thought I'm forgetting something. No, I think that's good. Switch. Again, nice tight pointed toe. My leg is engaged. I did not switch my hips, right? They're still facing forward. Arms come up, shoulders are back and down. Hinge at the waist. Again, you can either have arms up, or if you want to put that hand down and hold your shoulder a little further back.
We did a new reverse talk scene in Belly Dance last night.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm feeling. I'm like, what did I do to my sides? No, this is Susan's fault.
Oh.
This is not even my fault.
Susan.
It's not going to yell.
Well, if you're feeling it, I bet everybody in the whole class is feeling it.
Yeah. Because it's literally all over the handle area.
Yeah, which is what we're switching, right? It's awesome.
It is awesome. It feels wonderful. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just like, oh, ah.
Turn those shoulders parallel. And again, I like to start reaching, right, across the room to the wall. But after a little bit, put those hands down and round over. Come on up. Again, we're going to look around behind the knee that's bent, keeping that spine nice and straight. My back is like, I'd like to crack, but I'm not going to. So I'm a jerk today.
And the one part that surprises me, as long as I keep my shoulders down, is my trap, how much it stretches. I mean, because I'm like, oh, okay.
Agreed.
I think that's the other thing I like about this class is the mind body awareness.
Yes.
About where you should feel things and not just turn. And walk.
Come on, front.
I am front.
Sure you are. You look like you're front. This is why I don't understand why I can't do two legs out straight.
Because they're not out front. They're all to the side.
I got this. Look at me. I'm so awesome. And then we get to here. Let's do this one, and then we'll do the one that I'm good at so I feel better about myself. Right? So legs out straight. My legs are nice and tight. My toes are pointed, right? Again, chest is lifted, arms are up, and we're going to hinge at the waist. We are not going to roll over. We're just going to hinge, and then this is where the trouble begins, people. So I'm reaching that way, right, across to the back wall. And if you notice, Chris, her fingertips are way past her toes. My fingertips are like, where's my toes? I don't know. Like, there, we need to take a gap.
We're all built differently.
We are.
So you're long-waisted, and I am short-waisted. That's part of the difference.
Well, it makes me sad, because I know
Because toes will be there one day, right?
they're just there out of my reach. Cannot get to them. But then, when we come up and we put our feet together, and here you can put it anywhere you like, really. Because I sit like this all day at work, I pull them in pretty far to get any kind of stretch out of this, because this is a normal position for me. Maybe not for you. If you need to be here, it's fine. It's totally cool. But I'm going to pull them in just because this is all about me.
I mean, notice how high my knees are compared to Cheryl's.
Yes. And again, we want to start out nice and straight, body up and straight. We're hinging at the waist instead of rounding over. Chris is modifying.
Because I can't
I
even,
don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it.
so I just elevate my hips a little bit,
Yes.
and then I can get into the stretch a little bit. It's not that I'm getting my folded forward, but at least I can get a little more out of it.
Yes. And again, if you look, my upper body is still very straight. I am not rounded over. You want to do this first.
And because Cheryl's a lot more flexy this way, I'm actually using my elbows to push down.
See that? That's a good tip.
Because if I don't, watch what happens. Yeah. It's like a rubber band.
I'm still pretty straight. Yeah, you probably shouldn't watch me. I'm like, I'm gonna round over, except I'm still straight. It's now round.
So rounding, she's looking at past her toes on the floor, and I'm looking at the backside of my heels. There you go.
Oh, I just love that though. I like getting a nice inner thigh stretch there.
But truly, we're all built different, and we do the best we can. How about that?
Yes,
With what we have.
absolutely.
Oh, and now the hips are like going, hey, wait a minute. Nice.
And because we're extra flabby and we're way over, we're not gonna do splits, but it means we're doing splits twice next week. Oh, and by the way, dig that heel and stretch. It's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
quad stretch. I mean, calf stretch, I'll find the right word. There's a part of your body that this is for the rub base, right?
Yeah.
That'll hopefully give you a nice stretch right along the back of your leg, left side, dig that heel. I don't want to forget that. We'll be hobbling all over the house later.
Actually, the extra long stretches are awesome.
All right, thanks for joining me.
And then I'll sit in again and, holy crap,